And so the doctor comes in, he says, Vinny, if we cannot get this antibiotic in your system, you will die tonight. And I told my dad, I'm okay with that.
Wow. Wow.
Now,
Wow.
he said, son, I love you very dearly. Will you give it one last time? And I said, no. Now, the doctor came back in the room and he said, my dad was crying. He said, I'm not going to let your son die. Let me make a phone call. He made a phone call, and it was a lady that did for babies that come prematurely before the time is due. Preemies, called preemies.
Yep.
And she was 3 hours away on a helicopter ride. She had to wait 3 hours. Miracle, because it had to be within the certain time frame. When she got to the bed, she just said, even the smallest baby, you've been the hardest patient I was to get a blood vessel, to get blood, to get the IV going. But she did it. And those prayers that people were praying for stuff like that to happen is so powerful, because God intervenes in those moments and gives a medical technician, the ability to do something. And you know what? I really don't mean to down medical people, but when people go in for medical treatment, they're just so unkind. Do you notice that?
More than not, yes.
I mean, like, I'm telling you, it's just like, I mean, be kind to medical people because they're saving your life. Like, the people doing your hard stuff and that put my cancer in remission, those people, like, I have those doctors' names. Those are unselfish people. Like, there's nothing glorifying in working in those situations, from the visual aspect to everything. In a trauma center like you were working in, you see all of the most horrific incidents take place.
Absolutely.
So we need to give respect and honor, I think, to these health providers, because Christ works through them. And the lack of respect given to them, I'm not saying it's going to cost a life, but when Christ looks on that and sees you praying, he can guide your hand. And he definitely, in your case, guided those surgeons in a way so that their instruments and their this and their that was in the right place so that you could be alive to share your story. Right. And it's powerful. It's powerful on your mother's side, how much love she had for you. Yep. It's powerful that you're alive. And it's powerful that through that, your advice and reflection from your story is strong. You don't resent God from this.
No, absolutely not.
Your faith is only stronger.
It has to be.
So
just more proof, right? Like I said, Job may not have been the only one ever tested. And what did his friends say? Job, you're only doing this because you did something wrong. And Job never turned away. If he bitched, he bitched directly to God.
Isn't that incredible?
Right. Because he knew he was like,
he set the bar high.
And then he got it back tenfold. I'm not saying I am. I don't know. But I mean, we don't go through it for us. We go through it for others. I'm glad I was chosen.
I'd rather be Jonah spit out by a whale and a little palm branch, grow over me and I'm in the shade. Ooh, this is nice. But I get the point. It's like, he went through a time like Paul where he went through an incredible persecution. And through that, people are like, like you gave a good analogy for that to help our viewers understand that sometimes these deep, dark valleys are the time that exercise your identity of who you are. Right. They start creating who you are as a person. So you look at yourself and you say, who am I? Because when it's all good, when money's flowing, when traveling's good and work is going good and everything's perfect, it's easy, right?
Yep.
But when things are hard and shit hits the fan, it's a whole other story of who you are as a human being. So you have a whole new perspective on life. I know I started this podcast because I have a whole new perspective on life. I realize that's fragile. Yeah. I don't look at days anymore. I don't know about you, but I don't look at days. Do you look at days?
I've never thought about it. I don't know what I look at and what I don't.